What's going on? I'm gonna jump straight into it, man. I'm out here sitting in the garage. It's a rainy day out here in Jacksonville, but I wanted to tap in with everybody and just talk real quick. It's the end of the year. You're gonna be getting rushed at your dealership this time of year. You're gonna have more people coming in there looking to buy and do things over the next week or two than you probably have in the last couple of months. So really what I want us to do, we just gonna talk about it real quick, how to capitalize on that when people are coming in. Appreciate everybody that's checking into the room, but let's get into it. Let's talk about it. End of the year rush, a lot going on. So any questions that you have while we on here live together, please make sure that you ask me, man. I'll answer them, any of them. What's up? Finally caught it live. So really what I want to talk about, and I'm not gonna keep everybody on long, is this. As y'all know, y'all dealership gonna be giving away a whole lot of deals right now. A whole lot of these end of year special offers. And yes, I'm sitting out here in the garage rocking. It's rainy outside, but I felt like sitting outside, and then the in the back off the water is just too loud with the echo. So good job, Carlos. 11 and a half last month, starting to get 5 this month. So we're gonna talk about it. Because right now, it's not that people don't want to buy. We just have to realize what it is that we're communicating to and who we're communicating with. So many times as salespeople, we focus in on the technical aspects of that vehicle where, your store is pushing product knowledge, product knowledge, product knowledge. And that's cool and all, but that only communicates the one part of your customer's decision-making process. And that part is the logical part. And please realize this one thing, that as customers, we make decisions 90% based off emotion, and we back it up with 10% logic. And think about it like this. If we all made buying decisions logically, nobody would smoke, nobody would eat meat, nobody would drink alcohol. There's a lot of things that we would do. Nobody would own 3 vehicles or multiple houses when they can only drive or sleep in one at a time. But why is it that we do these things? Because it's an emotional thing. So at the dealership, when they're just talking product knowledge, product knowledge, product knowledge, and that's all they're pushing to you is that, all you're doing is communicating to 10% of your customer's decision-making process, and that's the logical brain. The big part is the emotional part. Now, how is it that we stimulate them or trigger them emotionally? And you have to realize this, man. From the moment that these people are riding in, they have a picture of what they expect you to look like. It don't matter if you're white, black, young, old, male, female, fat, skinny, it don't matter. They have their own internal picture. They have their own internal picture of how they feel things are going to go. So when they show up, it is our responsibility to do everything we can to kind of bust through that whole, penetrate that mental perception that they have, and get your guests to just lower their defensive wall enough for us to peek over in their backyard and see what's going on. Now, here's what I mean by that. When customers come in, most sales reps are so focused on trying to close a deal that they don't realize that the only way you're going to get to helping that customer make a smart, safe buying decision is to realize you can't sell them anything. You can only help them buy what it is that they're looking for, because people hate to be sold, but they love to buy. So what does that mean? Think about you when you go into a store and there's a sales associate that's all up in your face, all overzealous, trying to force you to do different things. How does that make you feel? It makes you feel very, very resistant, right? Because it feels like they're invading your space. But whenever we are ready for somebody to help us, or we're looking for some information, now we want them to be wherever it is we want them to be so they can help us like we want them to help us. And your customers are doing the same thing. That's why so many people will show up to a dealership on a Sunday, because they don't expect it to be open, or after hours, because they feel as if they can look around without being pressured. So how do we do that while we're in front of them without them feeling pressure? One of the best ways to do that, folks, is really by making sure that when you initially greet a customer on the showroom lot or on the showroom floor, your primary objective is not to ask them about money or credit. It is not to bounce them around vehicle to vehicle. Your primary objective should be to get them inside and sit them down. So as 2 human beings, you can show them that I'm genuinely concerned with helping you find what you're looking for, rather than more focused on me making a sale, me hitting my numbers, and me making commission. Because they don't give a damn about your numbers or your commission. They really don't. And even though they know that that's a part of the game, they know, these people know, but we have to come at it from a position of servitude. So that's why when sales reps get to going out there and want to start talking about price as soon as they greet somebody, pointing, walking them over to vehicles. Check this out. You can walk them over to every vehicle you want, but you don't have the keys to it. So guess what? They want to see it. Now you got to leave them, go inside, grab the keys. They're outside taking pictures of the sticker. emailing it over to another store to see if they can beat it. Why? All because the stage wasn't set. Because you're doing exactly what every other salesperson does. You're just rushing to try to jam something down their throat rather than saying, okay, this ain't a one night stand. This is a slow dance. So let me bring my date, my guest inside. Let me put out a chair for my date, my guest. Let me sit them down. Let me offer them a beverage or a drink. Then let me get to know them and find out more about them. And while y'all in here, hit the like button, please. Thank y'all so much in advance. But let me find out about them, okay? And through this process, most dealerships use a guest information sheet. And that's cool, but I want y'all to think about that psychologically. For one, when we sit down at the desk with a customer, you know how many salespeople sit directly across from their guests? Think about, let me give you the psychological impact this has. When two boxers are about to fight, what do? They square off in the center of the square circle. Republicans and Democrats sit across the aisle from each other. When sports teams are about to do battle, they face off, okay? Even playing checkers or chess, you're sitting across from the person who you're going against, your enemy, so to speak. And sales is psychological. Remember, it's 90% emotion, 10% logic. And so when you're sitting down across from somebody, you've immediately allowed this physical barrier to be between the two of you. And now you have this sheet that you're writing on. They're looking at it upside down, can barely understand what's going on. And if they have to think if what you're doing is to help them or hurt them, they're going to think it's to hurt them because they don't know. And traditionally, that's what the internet and that's what past experiences tell them. You're just there to hurt them. And so the best thing you can do is when you sit down with somebody, as opposed to sitting directly across from them, angle your chair a little bit more on their side than directly across from them. Before you start writing anything, explain to them what it is. Hey folks, do y'all mind if I take some notes? This right here is just an information sheet and allows me to get everything that y'all share with me as accurate as possible. It's extremely important. Is that cool? But they're going to say, no, don't get what I'm saying accurate. No, they're going to be okay. But at least they know. And think of what that does for you. That separates you from everyone else already because you brought them inside. You haven't asked them about money or credit. You're not wasting their time bouncing them around car to car. You brought them in. You offered them what they like: coffee, water, hot chocolate from your machine or from your from your area where you have your condiments. You sat them down and then you even asked their permission to let them know that you're going to be taking some notes. And here's why: because it's important and you want to get everything that they say accurately. You have just set yourself heads and shoulders above everybody else already. And now when the questions begin, again, this is where the mistake is made. If you're new at your dealership and you don't know the questions that are on that information sheet, it will behoove you to learn them as quickly as possible. Okay? And I'll tell you why. If you're somebody that's been there for a while and you know the information that you need to get off that sheet, let me give you a very powerful impact movement that you can do that will really show your guests how important they are. When you sit down and you inform them about this guest information sheet, and you let them know, hey, is that cool if you take some notes? They say, yeah, okay. You say, listen, I'm going to flip this over because you and I are starting from scratch. So I want to make sure I learn about you. And then you start writing down the information on the back of the sheet on the blank page. Think about why this is so impactful. If somebody wrote you a letter or typed you up a letter on Microsoft Word and sent it to you, which one would mean more? And if you said the handwritten letter, you're right. Why? Because it's more intimate, it's more personal. Now on that guest sheet, the questions are already there and they have some blank spaces. But guess what else that resembles? A credit application. And so now they're sitting there, even though you told them you're taking notes and whatnot, but they're thinking, is that a credit app? On that blank sheet, guess what it seems like? You and I are starting from scratch, Mr. or Mrs. Guest. We're starting from the beginning. Okay? So now when you're taking your notes and you're going through, you're asking them questions. Now, most people start off with a vehicle-related question, and that's fine. But one thing you want to make sure you do, make sure y'all hit that like button too. Thank y'all who have already. But please hit that like button so we can get more people involved in our discussions to help everybody get better. Here's what, Carlos, I'll point that out to you. Yes, in there, I got you. So here's what it is that you want to do. So when you sit them down, the very first question you should find out is, are they looking for something that is new or pre-owned? Okay, that's a huge deal because it gives you an idea where they want to be at. And they say, well, it don't matter if they say new or pre-owned. Remember, you're asking layered questions. And layered questions are ones that allow you to ask a question. The information they give back allows you to ask another one. So, hey, folks, you guys looking for something that's new or pre-owned? Pre-owned. All right, is this going to be for business or for personal use? Now, peep this out when you ask, is it for business or personal use? Ladies and gentlemen, it don't matter what answer they give. It's for business. Really? What type of work do you do? How long you been doing that? Man, is that something that you've been into since you was little, or did you kind of fall into that? Da-da-da. How long you been at that company? Really? What did you do prior to that? Now, also think about it. If you say, is this for business or personal use? Well, it's for personal use. Okay, so it's going to be your daily driver to and from your place of business? Yeah. Okay, well, what type of work do you do? Okay, so right there again, you have the opportunity. And Carlos, look in the folder that says word tracks, okay? In the email that you should have gotten, there's a link that takes you to all the downloads, and just look for word tracks. But whether you ask for business or personal use, it allows you to build off of that, okay? And so now when they say it's for personal use, your daily driver to and from your place of business, yeah, well, what type of work you do? It's for business. Great, so what type of work do you do? Okay, and then even as you're finding out if they're by themselves, who else may involve? Let me ask you, is anybody else that's important to you going to be riding in the vehicle with you? Well, yeah. And who would that be? My lady or my guy or my partner or my spouse. Really? You guys are now, are they a part of the decision-making process if you find something you really like? Well, no. Do they know where you are right now? This, that, and the other. You know, oh, you have kids? Really? What's your kid's name? Awesome. Boys, girls? Now, let me ask you this question. What type of cool things do y'all typically do in your vehicles or in your trucks or in your cars? Do y'all travel in these types of vehicles? You're getting to know what's going on with them. Do they travel? Do they take their kids to the sports games? What's their kids' names? What's their kids' ages? What type of work they do? How did they get started in that? How long they've been doing that? If they've been married 30 years, what's their secret to success? And you may say, well, Brian, you know, these people, they don't have a lot of time. If you believe that somebody that's making the second largest purchase next to buying a home doesn't appreciate the fact that the opportunity they're giving you to earn their business, they appreciate the fact that you want to get to know them, not just how deep their pockets are. This is why so many people give away deals and make little money, because the customer does not believe it's worth what you're asking for based on their experience. It's like going to Ruth Chris Steakhouse or Outback Steakhouse. A steak is a steak. A T-bone is a T-bone. There's no such thing as Ruth Chris cows. But why would you be willing to pay 3 times as much to go to Ruth Chris over Outback? It's because of the ambiance. It's the experience. So it's the same thing when the customer's at your dealership. Why is one willing to invest more in the same vehicle? Because the experience they have make them feel like it was worth more to them. And by no stretch is it taking advantage of anybody. As a matter of fact, you should pat yourself in the back when somebody lets you know they're willing to let you earn a little bit of money because you made them feel good. And you should question yourself when somebody beats you down and you have to give it away after putting in all of those hours just to make a penny. And we think it's the management and the economy. It's not. A lot of times it boils down to what we do as far as making sure we fully grasp, comprehend, and understand what it is they're looking for when they come in. Many times we focus on the fact that they just want to buy a car. No, they want to solve a problem. They're looking for a solution. And so when you help people from a place as a solution provider, you become more inquisitive. You become an intelligence gatherer rather than a salesperson. And when you realize that you and these people, you can never buy time back. And the fact of the matter is that you and them are working for a common goal, and that is to help them make a smart, safe buying decision. Because your ability to help them, in turn, increases your ability to help yourself. And that's the beautiful thing about this hidden gem of an industry. Where else can you go with a high school diploma or a GED and have the opportunity to make $80, $90, $100,000 a year? And the crazy thing is that people still approach it as if it's a $10 an hour customer service job. They believe that by going in and just doing the same old, that somehow things are going to change. And that's not what happens, y'all. It requires us working on our skills. It requires us learning what questions to ask. It requires us being prepared that if they say the price is too high, they want more for the trade, they want to shop around, they want to think about it, they need to talk to somebody. There's only 5 common objections. And so you should be prepared with at least one rebuttal, at least one to handle each one of those 5. Do you realize what position that puts you in? When you have at least one intelligent, informative, and educational response. When it makes sense to a person, they're more comfortable moving forward. It's when we don't know what to say and we just say some bullshit that people say that was bullshit and then they freak out. You guys, I promise you, this game is chess, it ain't checkers. And it's so much easier than we make it. If we sit these people down and in your mind and in your heart, you genuinely say, forget worrying about whether they're going to sign an agreement. Let me get to know these people well enough to have a good picture of what brought them in here. What's making it to where they're willing to take time out of their day to come sit in here with me to discuss this with so many other things going on. There's got to be something. And it is our responsibility to help encourage them to bring that out. They're not going to just do it voluntarily. Why? Because they don't know what to expect from you first. People don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. Which is why every dealership has a man or woman that you know them that know everything about the car. Trucks and SUVs. But they never top on the board ever. Because their brain is so filled up with all this technical crap that they don't know how to interact with people. They have horrible people skills, awesome technical skills. And at the end of the day, it's the people skills. Because the top producers in the country that I work with, that I train and that I've met, man, you wouldn't let these people change your oil. But they can help 20, 30 people a month. And then the people who do know everything about it, they're so technically minded that they miss out on that human, that emotional aspect that motivates us to buy. So I encourage you, at this time of year, slow down. And I'm going to touch on something I touched on the other day, which is when your customer comes into your dealership, make sure when you bring them in, you find out what brought them in. Because if the internet price brought them in, guess what? Then you'll know your starting point. But in the event that it wasn't the internet price, that they hadn't even seen it yet, that retail price will be your starting point. Does that mean that they won't drive out with the internet price? No. But what it means is it gives you a better starting point to be able to maneuver and to be able to help give them something in exchange for them giving you the opportunity to earn their business. So if you're looking for information about the vehicle, guess where it is? It's on the sticker. Guess where else? Any information you're looking for is on the manufacturer's website. Your dealership website, unless you're at a Chrysler store, because Chrysler has the type of software to where you can go in and you can look straight at the vehicles without any of that other stuff. But if your dealership, you just know that your inventory is online and you have to go online to look at specifics about something that you have, if you can, minimize or avoid that. Because I've seen customers come in on a retail price. As soon as the internet price is shown, guess what? The game is totally different. And again, it's not like you're not gonna get there. But the better starting point you have, the more things you can offer and give to your person. Okay? Because no matter what, I love helping people. Y'all know that. But at the end of the day, you're not working at a non-for-profit organization. And if you know you genuinely are there to help somebody, and you genuinely are giving everything you can to help these people, you deserve to be compensated for that. Okay? And so I've seen people that have quit working at their dealership because they made $800, $900, $1,000 on the deal. And they felt like they did something wrong. What's up, Trevor? Happy holidays, bro. And it's not that they did anything wrong. And it's the opposite. They did everything right. And this customer was willing to invest in them and do business with them based off the quality of the service, and they were compensated. Because it's not you saying, hey, give me $1,000 for me. No, they bought a vehicle at a price point, and your compensation for that is that. And damn it, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. If you've done that good of a job, it's like when you leave a big tip in a restaurant. You had the same meal that somebody else that ordered had, but yeah, you might have tipped twice as much. Why? Because your experience is perceived twice as better or twice as good. Okay? So when you're dealing with these people, don't be in a rush to bounce them around car to car. That's the worst thing you can do. And what their credit and their money they got in their pocket is irrelevant during the initial greeting. You know why? Because they can have $100,000 in the bank and a 900 credit score, but if you don't have something that's going to help them solve a problem, it's useless. So don't put the cart in front of the horse, because if they are qualified and you do come off that way, you've already taken 8 steps back because you're coming in too aggressive without being focused on them prior than just their pockets. And think about it, as intelligent as you are, you can sniff that out too. If I jumped on these videos and I was never sharing anything that you felt in a value, you know what? You'd never watch them again. And so you have a keen ability to be able to peep out bullshit and real shit. So do these people. And so you mentally have to come from a position of servitude, bringing them in, sitting them down. Now, if you are someone who don't have the questions because all you got is that guest sheet, that's fine. I'll make sure that let me see if I can do it now. I will share a link so that I can post that up for you. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. I'm sorry, y'all. I still have not figured out how to do that on here. So what I'll do is in the description, though, I do have a link in the description. And you know how you go beneath the video and you hit the little drop down arrow? You'll see like a paragraph of words, and then there's a link right in there. Click that. Because, as y'all know, I've been doing my thing for the last few years, man. And I've been doing everything I can. I've been giving these products away, giving them away. Traveling all around. I'll be in New Orleans the first week of January. And I'm here in Florida for the rest of this year. And man, I've had hundreds of people that have literally jumped on this journey and have been killing it, you know what I'm saying, doing well. And it's about maintaining consistency. And the thing about consistency is more mental than what we really realize. It really is. It's every day finding a reason to make sure that you are mission driven, purpose focused when you go into the store. And is that challenging? Yes. But you have to find some internal motivating factor, whether it be, man, I want to outdo what I did last week. Man, I want to outperform my coworker who's my buddy. You know what? I want to take my spouse, my girlfriend, my husband to a better restaurant next week. You know what? I want to buy my kids the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip at the end of the month. You need to set a brand new goal, a monetary goal and an emotional goal every single month for yourself. Every single month. Every single month. So a lot of your customers are coming in on a reduced internet price. That is awesome. So when you find out that they are coming in on that internet price, Carl, this is where what I've been speaking at the whole video comes into play. You really have to slow down. And the questions that you ask, yes, have to be vehicle relevant. You know, hey, you're looking for light, medium, or dark color. You know, what type of features you have in your current vehicle, you like in your next one, yada, yada, and things like that. But more than anything else, you have got to get these people to open up about themselves, their relationship, the people that they care about that ride with them, what type of cool things they like to do, what they do for a living, how long they've been in that relationship, meaning how impactful is it on their decision-making process, how long have they been in that industry or the profession, which lets us know how long they've been on their job. So even though it seems like it's just a general conversation, it's really building a profile within it. But you'd be amazed and blown back how people take it when you really genuinely are interested in their life. Because you don't know, these people might not be respected or listened to by anybody in their personal life. And I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you have realized this. Man, have you ever seen how quick somebody will open up to you while you're in there rocking out and working with them? Oh my God. If you ask the right questions and y'all get off on the right foot. Okay, so it's about slowing down and using the layered questions. And I could go through them, but we'd be on here a whole nother 30 minutes or so. But Carl, if you don't have them, the layered questions are in the sales training manual that's within the entire program. And I don't know if you saw, man, I'm literally giving it away now in the year because there's a whole new big thing that we got coming out in 2020. And so I want to make sure that everybody is in the game at a certain level, because the next level of sales training we got is well beyond this. And we're going to be talking about it leading up into it. But if you know going into 2020, you want to tighten it up and ask the right questions, listen, man, click that link. And as you'll see, literally, I believe it's like less than $30 right now. Something crazy like that. Like literally the entire training program and the weekly coaching sessions with me every Saturday are literally like less than $30 right now. You can literally go click it, download it, and get started right now for less than $30. And I don't know if y'all remember, it was, you know what I'm saying, it was on selling for $1,000 when I was traveling around the country. Then it was doing that online, and then just to help people out online, it reduced some. And the people that have been benefiting from it so much, to where we've had so many people getting involved, where it's been a lot easier to say, man, let me just keep helping as many people as I can, because it comes back in so many other ways. So literally the whole program, all over 10, 12 hours, and the weekly coach says less than $30 right now. So just click that link in the description, go on over, and then you'll get an email. You'll go to the download page. You can download it mentally, and then immediately. And you'll get an email where you can store it, and you'll have access to it all the time, anytime, whenever you want. So people are literally making $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month with this same exact program that's available. So jump on it. But inside that sales training manual, it has the discovery questions. You know, head to Trevor Hill. Thanks, Trevor. I am giving it away. I'm trying to tell people, you guys look at the chat. These are people that are actually in the program. I mean, I'm giving it away. I don't even know what more I can do to really help people out, man. Especially after Christmas just came. You got to double up and make that back going into 2020. So click that link, man. $30, less than $30, something like that. So jump on it. But more than anything else, you want to slow down right now. Okay. It's about slowing down, just asking the right questions and really listening and being a great note taker. And before you quickly run up to go run to the manager because you think you got a deal, always reconfirm and go back over everything. Go back over all of the information that y'all spoke about. Say, hey, folks, if I understand you correctly, and I believe that I do, what I want to do, I just want to make sure that you and I are on the same page. And you want to recap with them to this, that, and the other. You're looking for a lighter colored vehicle that has adaptive cruise control, yada, yada, yada. So not only are we confirming, but guess what else we're getting? Yeses. Okay. Because you do want to make sure that you're conditioning your customer to say yes. Why? Because you're on the right track. And the more times they say yes, the easier it is to say yes. Okay. And so it's a lot of tremendous things really in that digital sales training manual. You can read that and go through that on your own alone. That's without even the audios. And I'm gonna be dropping a lot more jewels as far as with the social media aspect. I actually got one video coming out that I'm gonna be posting where I'm actually gonna take you step by step through it. You know what I'm saying, myself, because a lot of people have been using and doing good with the Facebook, how to drive Facebook leads in the program, and now they want to kind of go to another level with it. So I'm gonna be helping out with that because some people have been dropping that $50 a week and been drawing in business. Now they want to invest a little bit more as far as with the Facebook ads and help them generate more leads. And there's a whole nother system to that too. So right now, man, if you are, looking to say, listen, man, I really need to make sure that I do everything I can in 2020 and I want to get the momentum going. I want to capitalize on all these people coming in on the end of the year deals. Click the link in the description. Remember, right beneath it, hit that drop down arrow. You'll see a link right there and click it. At the end of it, it'll say something like Christmas gift. Click it, go on over, at least look at it. As you'll see, less than $30 right now. Go ahead, download it, have access to it, start listening to it immediately today. Start using it immediately now. And guess what? You can go into your store tomorrow and hit the ground running. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan don't work on his skills in the game. He works on them in practice. So when he's in the game, it's second nature. Sales is the same way. You don't wait till you get a customer in front of you to start working on stuff. You get the information, you work on it in advance, and then you go out. And when you're with the customer, guess what? You're more confident because you know what to say. You know what to do. Okay? Confidence is everything. And the only time people are unconfident or they dread a particular type of customer because they're not prepared. They're not prepared. And okay, so Carl, we pushed it to 8 o'clock. And if you look though in your email, every session we have, once a person signs up, they're instructed to register. So that way, even if you don't make the live session, you'll always email the link. So make sure you go into your emails because every session, once you register once, you'll be notified every single one we have, and you'll be sent the replay link. So there's a lot of people who may not make the morning one because they're on different coasts or different parts of the world where they're not on it live, but they do listen to it later in their email. And for those of you who have been saying, my managers ain't helping me the way I need, I'm sick of struggling at this, I know it's opportunity, I want to make some money, man, click that link in the description. Less than $30, you can get started, download it. And every Saturday, we have our live coaching calls. But other than that, man, you got me in a box or right there online for you to download and go through. What's up, Rashad? How you doing, brother? Make sure y'all hit that like button for me too, please. And I appreciate all of y'all who on a Sunday checked in and tapped in with your boy. It's been a phenomenal year. I'm looking forward to 2020. A lot of travel, a lot of conferences. I'll be speaking at like 5 or 6 of the big national conferences this year. Been invited to do a cable TV show too. And y'all give me some feedback on that. What do you think, man? Should I just keep it to the internet, or is this face made for TV? No, I'm joking, but I'm being serious though. A cable network did approach about doing streaming and a live show where it's just all about sales and helping people. So a lot of big things going on, but I want you to experience big things too. And so join this journey with me, man. Drop that box in the description. Click that link, go on over, get started. Let's meet up with each other every Saturday. Got to get it how I live, Rashad. Let's get together every Saturday. But as you see, we've had people that have hung out with us for this whole 30 minutes, man. And I appreciate you all because I know time is something you can't get back. Thanks, Los. I appreciate that, my brother. I really do. Now my mom always said I had a face only a mother would love. But hey, I appreciate that. But other than that, y'all remember, man, just slow down, bring your person inside, ask the right questions, but you have to know what questions to ask. And if you don't, click that link in the description. They're available. They're in the sales training manual. There's over 40 word tracks to help you out with sending emails, making prospecting calls. There's a word track in the sales training manual on what you say when you greet a customer to get them inside within 30, 45 seconds, what you ask when you sit them down, how you do a powerful walk around, where you start up on the vehicle, what you talk about, how you do your demo drive, what do you do after the demo drive. All of that is available within the program. And so click that link in the description, hit the drop down button. And that's not even to mention the online social media training, which is how to drop Facebook leads, the online traffic surge, which is another 2 hours, the 100 success tips video, which is 10 videos of success tips. The how to drop Facebook leads has like 3 hours of audio, video, ebook, and mind maps. There's just a lot of stuff in there, man. A lot of stuff. So go ahead, click that link in the description, jump on over, get started. But other than that, y'all, I greatly appreciate y'all checking in, and be on the lookout, man. I'm gonna be tapping in live a lot more often. I'm off the road for the end of this year, but in the beginning of the first week of the year, I'll be out there in New Orleans. So I'll be tapping in with y'all before then. But other than that, shoot me a message, like this video, post a comment, share the video. But if you haven't already, join myself and the hundreds and hundreds of others who are already, rocking and rolling, and click that link in the description. Go on over, man, and treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. All right, y'all. I'm Brian Maxwell. Checking in with y'all later. Bye.